Hello, hello. What is up? What is going on? Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight's live video. Excuse me, I'm getting over. So sorry, I'm getting over a bit of a. I've been sick. But thank you. Hi, everybody. I see everyone who is joining the live video. What's up, y'all? Hi, Carissa. Hi. Oh, hi, Kali. Hello. Hi, Kendra. I try to say shouts out to everyone, Tina, but the names go so fast. So if I don't say hello to you, please, it's just because I missed your name. But hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm so excited to be sharing this space with you guys again. Happy full moon. We are in the full moon energy. It's funny, I just looked out the window and I can see her literally out of my window. So that's a beautiful blessing. Wherever you are, I hope you're able to get some of that energy as well. Tonight's discussion is going to be all about what I'm seeing in my timeline, what I'm seeing not only in my group Let's Talk Magic, but in a lot of other groups, and a lot of questions people are having are about Mercury Retrograde and how is it affecting them. A lot of you are feeling you're feeling it, you know what I'm saying? Things may not be going the way that they're supposed to. Some of you are having emotional highs and lows. Things are happening to you and you're like, what the hell is going on? Am I going crazy? Am I being hit with bad luck? Am I being, somebody throwing shade or throwing energy towards me? Like, what is going on? I know a lot of you are in the group, and some of you have seen maybe the last video we did on Mercury Retrograde. I'm bringing my good friend Kayer into the discussion tonight, but tonight's going to be a lot different and a lot of informative information. So earlier this morning I text Kayer because this last week I've been talking about hit with energy, and if you're an empath or a light worker or you're sensitive, you'll totally understand. And even if you're not, people are just feeling things that they're like, this isn't normal for me. So I text Kayer this morning and I'm like, hey, like I need to know what's going on with all the other planets. Like I know they're aligned a certain way and I know that they're wreaking havoc. So everybody is like, oh, Mercury Retrograde. Hey, Matthew. See you Saturday. Everyone is like, oh, it's Mercury Retrograde. And Kayer always reminds me like, well, yes, but no, you have to remember that there are other planets that are also affecting the energy, not to mention the fact that we are in a full moon, a blue moon, which is the second full moon of this month. And we've kind of been hit left and right since the beginning of the year with all this energy. So tonight, we're going to go over some really important information, answer some questions. Should you be doing spell work? What should you be doing? How do you survive this energy? And really, he's going to go very detailed. You guys know I'm not an astrologer, so whenever I have a question, I always consult with him, which is making sense. Some of the things that we already talked about, why I've been feeling so off this past week, why I was feeling like an emotional basket case yesterday, why I got sick with the flu, which it's like, yeah, Western medicine says it's the flu, but I know it was circuit break and energetic overload. So if some of you are experiencing the same thing, definitely you want to watch this video. One really quick question, just I want to do a quick roll call. How many of you here are in the group Let's Talk Magic? If you're in Let's Talk Magic, press 1. If you're new to my page, press 2. And then just because I want to know everybody who's in here and make sure that I say hello to everyone. So if you would just comment your first name, your location, and your zodiac sign. I want to give everybody also maybe another minute or two to join the discussion. I'm also going to bring in Coach Kayer, who is one of my very good friends, my personal astrologer. I had my astrological chart done by him a couple of years ago, and I have to tell you, it has really helped me, not just on my journey, but in my spiritual work, to have a clear understanding of what to expect before it happens, and to understand, okay, this situation or these things are going on in my life because of X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I always consult with him. I know a lot of you know him personally and are connected to him as well. So I'm very, very grateful that he was able to take the time tonight and join us. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on in. If you guys have questions, we will try to answer some questions in between. However, and then we'll see how much time we have at the end to go over all your questions. There he is. Hi.
What's up? What's
Yes.
up? What's up?
What's going on? My favorite astrologer. If I can just say, I think you are one of the best. And I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit with me tonight and go over all this. This is really for me, but I know it's going to help a lot of people. And I have I have a ton of questions. I know everybody else does. Or a lot of the things I want to ask is on other people's minds too. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah. So
Jasmine,
before we even get, I was just gonna say before we even get started, if you can just kind of break down a little bit as far as Mercury retrograde, because a lot of people are very new to this and don't know what that is, and please enlighten us because we need some help around here.
well, first off, you're my favorite magical witch. Like, this is my go-to right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and two people can touch my candles, and you're looking at both of them. That's just the facts. Don't be trying to touch my stuff. None of that right there. This the real deal. She's been doing this since she was 4 years old. This ain't no. She didn't learn this on YouTube. She might have blew YouTube up, but she didn't learn this on YouTube. This was way before YouTube. She comes from a crazy, crazy lineage. Like that right there. That's on everything right there. She fam. Oh, y'all want y'all to share this video too, man. Press 2 if you're gonna share this video because a lot of this information, don't you like? I dislike hanging around knuckleheads who don't know what I know. So that's why I'm always sharing videos. I share the video because I want somebody to know what I know. So you ain't got to keep coming back to me with poor information. And so there's a lot of these alerts and everything that people say about Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to kind of like start high level and I'm going to go eye level and go up and then come back down. So first thing is everybody should already type March the 8th to May the 2nd. So you got to know when something is happening off the gate. So March 8th was when Mercury retrograde started, and May the 2nd is when it's over. Now, Jasmine, watch this. But I thought it started on the 22nd. I know, because you was messing around with these amateur astrologers, and it's okay. These YouTube people, they just trying to get views. They ain't really trying to go out here and like, be like, oh, let me see that right there. So it's super important that you understand that how it works. So I'm going to tell you why the dates are as they were. So if you've got a piece of paper and you draw 2 lines on a piece of paper like this, and then you draw another line across, so let's say you got 2 lines and then you got like a line like this. So a retrograde has 3 phases. So the first phase, it's got to go from this hand over to this hand and stop. The planet has to go from here to this side, and it has to stop and then go backwards. So from the 5th of March to the 22nd of March, it took 3 weeks in phase 1 to go over and stop. And then it started going backwards on the 22nd, which is phase 2. Everybody type phase 2. All right. Phase 2, it starts to move backwards. And this is when everybody starts to advertise like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Ladies, if you got a baby or if you've been like Jasmine and delivered babies, there's 3 trimesters. If somebody shows up and says you're only pregnant during your 2nd trimester, you're going to be like, what?
Right.
What happened to the 1st trimester and the last trimester? Well, no, see, like you're only pregnant, Jasmine, for these 3 months in the middle, and then that's it. No. The retrograde it starts setting up in those from March the 8th to the 22nd. Then it starts to go backwards, like where we're at right now. The planet is like doing the moonwalk. It's doing the reverse. The first 2 letters in retrograde are R-E, and this is how you can understand it. Everything that happens in your life that you see R-E-N, remark, remember, refund, rewind, rework, relate. All of these things have the word R-E in it, and it's moonwalking back to, I think, April the 15th, right? So it's going back from this wall back to this wall, and then once again, the astrologers on the internet and Instagram will say, it's over on April the 15th. All is well in your world. You can go back to doing what you want to do. That's a bad move. That's not really solid to do that. Like, because it's got to stop again. So just imagine a car going to a stop sign. You have to slow down and stop. Then you go backwards and you're speeding up, got speed, then you got to slow down again and stop. It's the stops where it's the most crucial. Some of you on here who keep a journal, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, all this last week, like last weekend, was crazy. You're going to have another one of these weekends on 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of April. Because the planet is just like, it's not moonwalking back and it's not going forward. So things are really at a standstill. And the problem with the Mercury retrograde is it's such a fast planet and we live in a fast-paced society. We always want things right now, Jasmine. Jasmine has everybody. I'm just going to snitch on her. She calls me sometimes and was like, these people think I'm supposed to like do the... I just lit the candle. They want it to be finished. The candle, it's a 7-day candle, honey. It ain't... No, well, I just lit it. Okay, well, it ain't working yet. I just lit it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the candle's dressed and I haven't lit it yet. Well, why isn't it working? People, let's talk. I'm going to go over to magic. You got to slow down a little bit, okay? Your emergency is what got you there in the first place. You shouldn't have been doing something to get you in an emergency. I want her to do a whole show on preventive magic, magic maintenance. So you can do less emergency magic. So when we come back and it's starting to slow down, you're so frustrated. The car won't crank. Somebody didn't answer the phone. A delivery was missed. My check didn't hit my account. Ooh, Jasmine. Ooh. When that money start getting held up because everything is digital. So people getting you're supposed to be getting your direct deposit at a certain time and it's late. And then all of a sudden you get an overdraft. You sick now. You was playing the lines too close in the first place. And then from April 15th, it's got to go back forward to get all the way to the out of the shadow area, which is May the 2nd. So don't whine and say, it just takes too long. It happened 3 times a year. So what are you complaining about? It happens 3 times a year. And I always look at it like a relationship. You should, as an astrologer, I'm having a relationship with all these planets. All these planets, what you got to say? Yes, honey. Yes, sir. Yes, father. Yes, uncle. What'd you say, grandma? Like they all have messages to deliver. And when you don't respect the message, you can either get smacked on the hand or you can get peeled to the white meat. I don't know where you all are from, but peeled to the white meat, that's painful. Jasmine know what peel to the white meat look like. She knows. She's all pretty and everything, but don't think she ain't never had a peel.
Oh, man. Especially during my Saturn return, but we'll do that another video.
Right. So now all of these planets have their things going on at once, right? Jupiter's doing something, Venus is doing something, so-and-so is doing something. So we think that the havoc is coming only from Mercury retrograde. Mm-hmm. But you were living kind of a janky life in the first place. And before Mercury retrograde, you was blaming JoJo or Denise, or you was I'm in the Let's Talk Magic group, so I see y'all in there. I don't comment all the time, but I see y'all blaming somebody. Oh, they did this to me. They did that to me. Yo, tighten up. Do you have an altar? I did a consultation today. I went through all of this stuff in his chart, and I said, wait, do you have an altar? He was like, sorta. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? I can go through and give you all of what you're doing in your astrology, but you need an altar set up with the 4 elements: air, water, fire, and earth. These just the facts. We ain't getting this ain't super deep. Then you can have something in the way of like helping you assist your stuff. So Mercury retrograde is to give us a time to slow down and relax and let the fast people relax, let the other people run, so you can regroup and recuperate, get your stuff together, top to bottom, because you probably was moving too fast anyway. And then when it's over, you can pull your car back out of the garage. I always say during a Mercury retrograde, because you got to make sure insurance is paid. It's going to be a bunch of wrecks. It's going to be people dying, phones getting cracked, computers need backing up, all these things y'all know. Yes, but you need to have a, put your Lamborghini in the garage and put a cover over it and get you a scooter, the one that you push with, kick, push, put a mouthpiece in and a helmet, and just leave 30 minutes early. That's really your simplest formula. And you still may fall on the scooter, but you won't be as hurt as bad as if you tore up your nice Lamborghini. Yes. Now, I see some people. What up, Anna? I can't do roll calls. A lot of y'all in here. I'm going to go back and look at the comments in just a second. Jasmine probably taking notes over there. I see Shanitra. Shanitra said that the air signs are being hit hard. I want to talk about who's getting hit and why. Have you ever had a headache and your nose start running? You got two things going on. You're just like, no, I'd rather have the runny nose and not the headache. Or just give me the headache and not the runny nose. Or you got back pain and a headache, or toothache and you hurt your toe. Saturn is in Capricorn. And nobody's told anybody. Nobody's told anyone. So every sign has every planet has a home sign. Hey, this is Netta. What up, babe? What up, Kiara? So every planet has a home sign. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. But it's really intense right now because an air planet is in a fire sign. And air and fire make bigger flames. It just goes flamey. Because what does the fire need? More wind. And the wind is like, give me the fire. But Aries is self. Everybody type self right quick. Everybody type self. Self. So you're having to review yourself. You're having to review the I am principle. Mercury is saying, slow down and check yourself. It's not even finishing the sentence of check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's saying check the I am principle. And a lot of people, Jasmine, I don't know if you saw, I did a post the other day about low self-esteem. I did not think that it was going to have that magnitude of responses, but so many people right now who are having low self-esteem, they started revealing where it came from. And they're having this reflection about why. Why do I have a low I am? Because one of your main principles in magic is the I am. Like, you got to believe in your I am. You got to ashe your I am. You can't just be out here talking about well, I think it's going to work. I'm just going to. No, your I am and your ashe got to be strong. Not strong, but strong with a K. So, so it's being revealed, everybody who's got low self-esteem. And so for me, the incident that I saw was women having kids with these dudes who got low self-esteem. So these low self-esteem baby daddies starting to go boop, 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 boop. And I was like, how are they getting sex? Why are you having sex with a low self-esteem man? And I didn't know it was going to go down there viral. And then everybody was just like that video's got almost 1,000 views, like just boop, boop, boop. I was like, please stop. We know the answer, but if you be honest with yourself, make sure the Joker got some higher self-esteem. And then people were like, well, like attract like. I was like, well, why is a woman having self-esteem? She's the most beautiful thing on the world. She got that old sweetness. You know what I'm saying? She got that goody good. Why she have low self-esteem? Well, there's a lot of factors in that people aren't addressing. And that runs right back into your magic, because you have to have a high-end joy capacity. Don't go doing your magic when you're sad. Don't go doing your magic when you're off kilter. You got to come in there with joy and belief in self. So Saturn says, I want integrity. Whew. And when you look at it, imagine at a clock, 12 o'clock, Saturn is in Capricorn. He's home. He hasn't been there in 29 years. Big hug to all my Capricorns right now. I know that you need it. All my earth signs, sending you a big old juicy hug. CoachKAstrology.info. If you need some love, I got you covered. Y'all need it right now. Y'all going, but Jasmine, your Saturn return was nothing compared to these people getting it right now. I'm telling you, like,
Ooh,
oh yeah, it's worse. Oh, it's
ooh.
always.
And you know, you were there every step. It was. I learned some things.
And I normally, and you got to be family for me to rock with you during your Saturn return. I normally be like, see me in 2.5 years. I thought we were family, and we'll be family in 2.5 years. But like, that's a whole lot of work. You know what I'm saying? But Jasmine had her ears on. She was a little frustrated a lot, but hey, she came through it like a champion. Yes.
And you know, it's interesting. I want to touch on that for a second because I feel like my Saturn return did it last extra long because it literally, I didn't feel like I was all the way out of it until probably, truthfully, sometime between the end of last summer and the beginning of this year, where I'm like, that's over with.
Hey, well, and it takes time. When you stumble, you got ground to make up. So
right.
You may be 35, 36, 37 before you fully recover from a Saturn return. Mm-hmm. A cat I'm studying with right now with his human design says 11 years. I was like, ooh, 11? Whew, that's crazy. But that's if you are not acknowledging the piece. But let me go back to this square. So in astrology, these are the two main geometric shapes, right? There's a square and there's a triangle. When you were in elementary school, Jasmine, what is this, Jasmine?
A house.
Everybody knows that. Everybody. This not no trick question. That's right. Who drew this as a house? Press 1. When you was in elementary school and you and this was your house and you put windows here and you put a little chimney up there, who did this? All of you should be upset. We all. But guess what? That was the last time you saw astrology. But you were doing it. You were doing it in elementary school. Everybody was drawing it like this right here. These are your challenges, and these are your superpowers.
Ooh, wait, hold on. I'm writing that down. Okay.
That's easy. That's easy. You put your superpowers on top of your challenges, and you can stay dry. Hold on, I know I didn't just break that down like that, did I? You take your superpowers and put on top of your challenges, and your house won't fall down. This right here's got a big hole in the roof. Like this, your squares, you ain't got no roof on it, you're in trouble. If you have only the roof, then guess what? There's no house, there's no foundation. There's no foundation. So a lot of people want to be like, I only want my superpowers.
Right.
If you've ever heard of the Masons say I must stand on my square. Bam! They're talking astrological to you, not just the 45 degree. You have to stand on your square. Now, we're going to look at this square. Bam. So right here at the top is Saturn, and this is the 90-degree angle right here. 90-degree angle right there. That's the square. This is Saturn is sitting up here, and Aries is right here. They naturally square one another. Y'all don't worry about what Jasmine's sipping on. She's sipping. That's Kool-Aid.
I just saw that too.
That's Kool-Aid.
Yeah, my top of the line wine. I'm sorry.
They go Jay. Now they go Jay. What up, Jay? Elnan Ali, that's one of your other brothers up in here. All the families, all the Shindao family up in here. Big shouts out to Shindao. Y'all be careful. Like, we got security in the building. Jasmine, y'all don't even understand how deep she is. I could go all into that. She got them everywhere. I don't know why y'all be messing around trying her. Because if she sick any of us, this another story.
Yeah.
But you just never know. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? We'll be all right. So Saturn is here, and Mercury is over here in Aries on a hard square. Not a hard square, but a hard square. So we got this Earth planet in an Earth sign at home says, I demand integrity. Not I'm asking nicely. I demand integrity, and I have a jackhammer in your den. I'm in your den. I'm in your bedroom. I'm in your kitchen with a jackhammer, and I'm going to stay with you for 2.5 years. And all of a sudden, here come Aries just chilling. And you want Aries to hurry up and get out of this? And Aries says, let me put the brakes on and do this retrograde right here. So we have in-depth review of the self squaring I demand integrity. I should let this sink in just for a second, because so many people don't want to operate in integrity. So they're all being exposed. Don't be mad at Donald Trump. Then people can't keep a job because they're not what he wants. But everybody's getting exposed right now, like all the sex scandals. And if you think I'm joking, go back to December 21st was when Saturn went into Capricorn. So if you are 27 or 28 years old right now, you're going through it. And the only thing you can do is honesty and integrity and humility. That's it. There's no shortcuts out of this. And now here comes this Aries retrograde, and it's right here around the springtime. So, well, we already in Aries, so we're just like, oh, you know, most people, they want to do a ritual in the springtime, be like, the equinox, yay, yay. And Aries is like, blah, 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 blah. He was like, what was that? What was that? I'm trying to go to the cookout. Blah, blah, blah. You can't go to the cookout right now. We on, well, Jasmine, where we at? On, what's that, Slauson Street or, whatever. You know the streets. Okay. Not Rodeo, but Rodeo. Over on Rodeo.
Rodeo Road.
Over there on Rodeo Road. They're over there clapping. So how do you manage this energy? With honesty and integrity. This is the come clean time. Everybody type come clean. Come clean with yourself first. Do not come on here on Facebook and start doing a big out confession. Even though you're seeing that a lot. You can just scroll through and see a whole bunch of people confessing. I had somebody call me tonight, leave me a message on Marco Polo, and was like, I'm a liar. I just realized I'm a liar. I need to talk to somebody. I was like, whoa. Now this person is like in their 40s. They're very advanced spiritually, but they realized that there was something in their integrity that they weren't holding up to. And I hold this person at high, and I was like, what are you doing? Ayahuasca or something? You on mushrooms? You drunk? They was like, no. They were just like, no. Like, I just realized in myself, in my spirit, that I am a liar, and I need to come clean. And I was like, okay. And that was a very, very interesting. And the thing was, it was because her rituals are kind of like on delay a little bit, because her energy level is low because she ain't being honest with herself. We always talk about don't lie and stuff like that. But if you're not honest with yourself first, you can't be honest with nobody else. And Saturn is that karma. So it's some baby daddies coming out here. It's some, I mean, like, not just baby daddies coming out, but like some truth about who the daddy is. Let me say it like that. Like you were saying, oh, JoJo's my husband, and just the son doesn't look like JoJo though. No, he's 9. And now all of a sudden you find out that Tommy is the real daddy. What? Or, oh, whatever. If it's a big reveal, This is why it's happening, because of this particular square. You gotta play it, and this is gonna make you a better person. These aspects always uplift us if you respond correctly. If you want to do this, Jasmine, I'll be back on the May 2nd. I'm just gonna, is it over yet? No, I'll be back. No, you're gonna have to like take your glasses off, take your earrings off, Jasmine, and you get in a fight, put some Vaseline on your face, you know. You're gonna have to like, take off your necklaces and stuff, and you're gonna have to get out there in it, man. That's the only way, because this is an opportunity for you to fix some major things by doing some radical pieces with yourself. But if you skip this opportunity, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be bad the next time it comes around. You got 2 more Mercury retrogrades happening this year. So you want to be twice as bad next time? Because they're going to be looking at you like, dang, didn't we just come through here? And we gave you an opportunity to like, pop off? It's interesting. Should we be easy on them? Oh, no. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I said I was sorry. We don't want sorries. They want you to put that work in. It's an excellent time to clean your altar up. Jasmine, her nosy psychic seeing ass was like, are your candles lit? The Joker is 3,300 miles away and saw my candles had been out for like a week. Oh, I was at the Botanica the next morning. Let me get that. Put them in, just came back yesterday, got me another fresh box. And normally, since it's so close, I can walk over there. And I'm like, that's my exercise. No, I bought 2 rounds. I just doubled up on everything I needed. Let me just double up on everything, because this is the ideal time. And guess what I was doing while I was cleaning up? I was keeping the joy factor. Don't sit here and let Saturn depress you. Be happy that you're doing the work. Be happy that you're doing the work. Do not let depression sit in, especially Team Pisces. Jasmine said this was for her. Pisces, like, they battle with that. And the Aries is happening for you, Jasmine. Is happening in your happening in your solar second. So this Mercury retrograde is happening in your money house, your purse. So you have to be honest with yourself as far as what you value, your personal belongings. She was just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get me another whip or something like that. Whatever. You got to reevaluate, RE again, what's valuable to you. We're talking about Roxy. How we got to take Roxy is a legend, y'all. We got to take care of Roxy.
Oh, I don't even know.
Roxy is a legend. So, and she's valuable to us. Right. So, wherever this Aries is happening in your chart. So this means, so now my second hug for tonight goes out to Aries suns and Aries rising. So you could be any of the 12 signs, but you could have an Aries rising. Like I'm a Taurus with a Virgo rising. Jasmine's a Pisces with a Virgo rising. So I already know what the Aries is happening to her. It's happening in her 8th house, so it's happening in her 2nd house, her 2nd solar, which is her money, but in her natal chart is happening in the 8th house, which is the house of the occult, the house of desires, the house of transformations, and the house of going deep. So Jasmine is on some Phoenix stuff right now. What does she want to do to go to the next level? This is the time for her to review it. And since she's on the other side of her Saturn return, when I say Saturn wants your attention, Jasmine will cook a whole 6-course meal for her ancestor. She'll be like, oh, here you go. Jasmine, that's like 3 steaks. Like, is that for me? Don't you touch that. No, they're going to get all of this. No, that's not for you, Kyrie. You can get some chicken. They're getting these. That was $60 worth of T-bones you put on the altar. I can't have none. No, you can get some chicken or some lasagna. You go get some pizza. No, that's like 4 baked potatoes, 2 salads, and 3 bottles of wine and a half a gallon of vodka. That's for Saturn. That's for Saturn. Don't bother me. Just you go sit down. I'd be like, all right, I'll go chill. But guess what?
Imperative. It's imperative. And not to cut you off, but I do want to touch on the preventative magic for everything with this planetary energy. But go ahead, because I got some stuff I want to touch on with that.
Vicky, come out the bedroom. I see Vicky talking about I just been crying and standing in my bedroom, just so depressed. There are no walls that can stop the penetration of what's happening. So, but also no relief can get to you either. If you stay in the bedroom and shut yourself off, you can't get any relief in there. So that's not a great idea. That's not a great idea. So I wouldn't do that if I was you. Like I said, CoachKAstrology.info. If y'all need to get an appointment, come over there and send me a message. We talk about personal strategies. So even for me, I'm doing a pivot on a reevaluate of what I want. I don't want to do natal charts anymore. I've been doing astrology now for 17 years, and I got students who can do your natal chart. All I want to do is strategy. I just want to do strategy. I don't want to talk to you for a long time. Let's get here. What's the strategy? How do I handle this retrograde? Or what's my relationship language? Or what's my spiritual destiny? Those are the three most important strategies that I have seen over the course of the last 10, 12, 15 years that people are like, oh, well, what do I do? And I'm tired of astrologers coming and saying, your moon's in Libra, your sun's in Taurus, and your rising is Virgo. And then they just send you off and you don't have no strategy. And you just go around and have a mindless conversation with somebody else and don't know how to use it. When you leave me, that's why Jasmine taking notes. You going to have homework. Go over here and Google this. Jasmine's going to Google. This is yours, Jasmine. Mercury transiting the 8th house. All you Virgos and Virgo risings, you should all go Google Mercury transiting the 8th house. Then you take that, and then you have to put the retrograde energy to it. This is this is a marvelous karmic astrology, the purple book. This one right here is like super. What?
Is that okay? Because I asked you what I need to get. What, like, is this what this was my, okay, that was my text message. Okay.
They're here. Hold on. Let me see. Can I switch the camera?
Right. Wait, hold on. I'm going to order that tonight. Okay. Karmic astrology, retrogrades. Okay.
Jad, I probably haven't shown 10 people this book right here. This was written in like 1973. Y'all better be racing. Like, this one gives you all the retrogrades of all the planets. It talks about the reincarnation aspect. Like, this is probably like in my top 5 right here. This one is like ridiculous. But before you even open this, you have to do your research on Mercury transiting the 8th house. If you are a Virgo rising, okay? If you are Virgo rising. I have some other books. I see y'all throwing up hearts when I thought throwing books up. So I guess maybe I'll show y'all 2 or 3 more. I got a couple over there. But whenever Jasmine tells me that, that's what I can do. What up, Team Taurus? How y'all doing tonight? Riziki is in the building. Who got questions? Or I gotta take care of Jasmine first, and y'all just write y'all's questions in here. So she been watching. Yes, ma'am. Sexy Pisces in the front row sipping on the wine. Yes, what you got for me?
Okay, where do you see I got a lot on here, but first of all, preventative magic. You touched on that, and you know I am a big believer in preventative magic. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. People ready. Come to me, I see posts in the group, and they're asking, what can I do for this? What can I do for money? What can I do for a job? What can I do for my cheating spouse? What can I do to save my relationship? And it was like, if you were already on your candle magic, you wouldn't have to be asking, what can I do? You would not have these problems. If you were consistent, I talk to people, and my students and my clients they're good, they're learning, and some people are beginners, but I'm like, well, are you burning a money candle? Yeah. Well, no, that means no, you're not. And now you're wondering why you're broke. Now you're wondering why the bills aren't getting paid. Now you're wondering why your hours are cut. Now you're wondering why you can't find a job. All of this. So what I want to talk to you about is preventative magic. How do you feel about, number one, I feel that you should double up on your spiritual work during Mercury retrograde. because we get hit with this having to reevaluate and reface certain things. Like this week, I was sick. I was sick for a week. I couldn't really work as much as I needed to. I couldn't. I was forced to rest. But my candles, you know, I keep my candles going to keep things consistent. So that's one part of the question. The second thing is, you know, I do a Mercury retrograde candle, which I try to do somewhere before or the beginning of Mercury retrograde, which I will admit I did not do this time. And I do think that that has a lot to do with why I feel like I've been spinning for the past 3.5 weeks. So what are your thoughts on that?
Give me the first part again of the question of
the preventative magic towards Mercury retrograde. You know, a lot of people say don't do magic during retrograde, but I'm like, this is when you need to be doing it.
Hey, what's my RE? I was gonna say retribution, but no, because your ancestors and the gods, they like to receive. Like they're tightening up on you because you have been so lax. You have not been consistent. You know what I'm saying? So they like, oh, well, we'll just make it extra tight. We'll just make it extra tight. One of the preventive maintenances that you should have off the gate is Ganesha. If you ain't giving Ganesha some coconuts or some cakes or some honey or some pineapple or some peanuts, Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. Hello? Hello? His candle color is orange. So some orange candles for Ganesha is marvelous. Some road openers. Why are you asking for money if the road is blocked?
Now, everybody, a lot of people watching here knows how I feel about the road opener. Open your roads. Prevent them from being blocked in the first place. And you're so right. You're burning money candles. You're burning love candles. You're burning job candles. Like, why isn't it getting to me? Hello, there's a big boulder in front of you. You got to clear that away first, or you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and you're getting frustrated. Okay, sorry.
Listen, y'all, you should be like me and listen to Jasmine. I know I'm in the top 10 of astrologers in the United States. I don't care. And I ain't even no brag. I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen to folks like this. I don't just do the astrology. I pop them orange candles. I pop that road opener. Oh, guess what else I do? Jazz, I ain't even told Jasmine this one, right? Guess what I picked up today? Some grease. Grease is them pink candles. See, I want some love right now. I ain't worried about the money. We're going to pop this orange off, and I'm going to make these things sweet for me that are hard. You jokers that's over there, look, she looking at me. She's like, he's sharp. I'm sharp, ain't I? I'm sharp, ain't I? I'm sharp. Yes. See, y'all, y'all always quit always thinking money all the time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm glad you brought that point up because I have a pink candle sitting over here marinating, a sweetening candle. And I know we've talked about sweetening work, and a lot of people automatically associate sweetening with love spells. But it's like, no, you want things to come to you sweetly. You want to put sweet energy around you. You're doing a money spell, and you're like, well, I don't care how I get it. Yes, you do. You don't want to have a car wreck and your money comes from a lawsuit. You don't want to, lose a relative and your money comes from the insurance policy. You do care where your money comes from. Money needs to come the right way. Sweet things need to come the right way. A job needs to come the right way. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I need a job, and someone offers you a porn contract. Yeah, that's not what I meant. I'm just saying. And I don't know if she's watching, but someone actually told me that she did a job candle, and that's what she got offered, and was like, well, you just said I don't care what kind of job. Come on. But yeah, the sweetening work, you keep your energy sweet so that the people you encounter are nice to your coworkers, your boss, your friends, your family, strangers out in the street. Your blessings need to come from a positive, higher vibrational situation, not from something low vibrational, you don't want it to come from a tragedy. And some people are so desperate and they're so anxious and they're so frustrated and they're so worried and they're also negative and they're on this low negative frequency. And I get it. The bill's got to be paid right now. I understand. But that doesn't mean, you know, you don't just be calling on anything. You don't just be running out, burning 1,000 candles and have no direction. And that's something that I stress to people. Number one, road openers. Your roads will never be blocked. Number two, be specific. Number three, surround yourself with love. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your biggest fan. If you don't love you, guess what? You can't expect anybody else to. You just can't. And if you don't have those three things, if you don't have love and prosperous energy around you, guess what? You're going to get fucked up. Yeah, you are going to have battles. And this has to be consistent. Consistent. I'm not talking, oh, well, maybe on a full moon, or maybe on a new moon, or maybe when my car got repoed, I'm going to do a spell. Hell no. If you don't have a money candle burning every single day, I don't want to hear you complain that you're broke. Don't even inbox me because I've already told you. Watch out.
So,
just saying.
So see now what y'all getting there. I'm used to the raw. I don't know about y'all, but now y'all getting that raw. Y'all getting ready to. All you got to do is be consistent. That's what she says. The one thing I tell her that she don't be telling y'all, it's a sign too. You can go type it up. Lack of planning on your part is not an emergency on my part. That's why I want her to keep having classes. When she's having these full moon classes, she's having these classes not on a full moon and not on a new moon. Your ass need to be up in there. You need to be like, yo, I got 15 people over here in Phoenix. We're going to fly Jasmine in. I got 10 people in Miami. We're going to fly her in. We got some people in New York. You better get your community together, because then when you got a master that comes in that's showing you and got the technique right there, I see people having events and it's all about the relationship and they ain't got no magic expert there. They ain't got nobody there to talk about no pink candles. We want to talk about some orgasms, but you ain't got no pink candles. Huh? What you mean? Like, you have to have system, and you have to have a rhythm to what you're doing instead of it breaking down at the last minute and then you're like, oh, now let me go over here and cry a river. Ain't nobody want to hear that. If you will consistently do what you're supposed to do, and that's what the Mercury Retrograde does. It reminds you that you need a routine. It reminds you to get back on your dean. And don't wait till Mercury Retrograde go over, then you say, oh, I'm finished now. I ain't burning no more candles. Guess who's watching? Your whole altar. Your whole space that's watching was like, oh, you brought me them nice steaks and you brought me that nice wine, and now that season is over and you got what you wanted. You ain't bring me nothing back else. Oh, okay. We got something for you, player.
You know what I equate that to? And I always tell people, you have to think about it like, if your car broke down and you had a friend or a neighbor that you asked for a ride, and you asked them for a ride every single day, and they gave you a ride, eventually, what do you think? You ain't offered no gas money. You ain't cooked no meal. You half-assed said thank you. Guess what? They're not going to keep giving you a ride. And that's what it is with your spiritual work. It's the same thing. You burn one candle and you get what you want, and then things fall apart down the line, or things ain't working, and you're like, well, why? When was the last time you burned a candle? I ask people that all the time, and the answer is always the same. Now, for some people, I get it. Your home life may not be conducive for candle work, but there are other ways of practicing your spirituality. It doesn't have to be a candle, but the bottom line is you're inconsistent for whatever the reason is. Whether you're lazy, candles cost $1. You got some loose change laying around somewhere. Come on now. There's no reason why anybody should be struggling or should be stressing. There's no reason why people should be going through these things. Mercury retrograde is going to hit everybody. It's inevitable, and myself included. But what level or what degree of your ass gets whooped depends on you. It really does.
And I don't really let me say this about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde also rebuilds character. That last
Mm-hmm.
retrograde that
Mm-hmm.
came through in December, it was the third phase that really
Mm-hmm.
said,
Woo.
"Oh, you thought we forgot about you? Or you thought we thought we." The first phase, I was Gucci. Second phase, I was Gucci. Got halfway through that third one, that joker was like, "We're not done. We were just making rounds. We're gonna come through here and check on you." I didn't really get like peeled, but it was like, yo, it's a character thing with you, Kair, because you one of the gatekeepers. You wanted to you want to move up to everybody wants to move up to another level. I want to move up to another level. You should move. So the people on here, the next time you see a video, you should be like, yo, I got that last video. Now we're 90 days out. Now I'm at another level. Growth is the purpose. Everything else is the result. I tell everybody that you ever come and got a reading from me, growth is the purpose. Everything else is the result. And in your growth, when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you're growing down like the roots of a tree. And it's disagreeable. It doesn't feel good. But when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing or what you can do, working to your potential, being an opportunist, here's an opportunity for me to rebuild my character. Like I had to do a lot of rescheduling. And I definitely had to retrace some of my breathing, some things that came up that I was just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You must remain flexible. Everybody, please type the word flexible. Boy, if you ain't in a yoga, this is the best time for you to start a yoga class right now. Or just get up in the morning and touch your toes. You should buy yoga mat should be
Mm-hmm.
selling out right now. The videos on YouTube for doing yoga. You need to return to your yoga to get in contact with yourself and stretch and be flexible. Because if you ain't flexible, you snap. You snap when you're not flexible. So you start seeing people
Mm-hmm.
who snapping off. Aries is volatile, and Mercury is how I speak. So we got volatile speech in the air. I always say this for Mercury retrograde, but it's like on 10 right now. Take you 3 or 4 breaths before you respond to somebody. Kair, do you have long hair? Yes. Is that a Ganesha ring on your finger? Yes. Do you like being broke? Hell no. I don't care if you know the exact answer, whatever, you still should breathe before you respond. Because now for me now, I got, I'm a relationships coach too. I love this time of year because you get to see what your partner really thinking. Ooh. When you get that pic in your inbox and it was supposed to go to somebody else, you be like, ah, because you can't pull that bad boy back. And a person
Mm-hmm.
a person be done said something. A person be done said something, and they was really what they thought. They wasn't even drunk and told you how they was thinking, and now you get to have a aha. Oh, that's how you really feel about this scenario. Oh, okay. Reveal is the biggest one of them all in this one right here. Reveal yourself. Reveal where you need to be working on your integrity. Reveal your attitude and your inconsistencies in your magical homework. All of these things are here for you right now if you got the eyes to see. Okay, I know y'all keep asking, what about the Libras and what about the Aries risers? I'm gonna do that for y'all when Jasmine finish. After Jasmine finish getting everything she want, and she says I can let y'all have that, y'all gonna get that. Don't you worry. I got the tool right here. I'm gonna tell y'all but I'm only gonna give you a little bit. And I ain't trying to do no. Give me your birthday and I'll do a reading. I'm gonna give you something general for the particular signs and for the rising signs. If you want to book something one-on-one, just holler at your peoples and I'll get at you. But we're not getting ready to be going through these 2,000 people on this video. No, thank you.
So one other question, and thank you for sharing the Karmic Astrology and Retrograde book. I'm going to be ordering that as soon as I'm done with this. But I want to know, should, and this may be a redundant question, this is really for the newbies out there, but, you know, should we be really following all the planetary alignments? Because I know that it affects your magic. I know, I know that it affects your magic. And aside from this book, what other recommendations do you have, especially for some people that they're very new? You know, we've been doing this a long time, but there's some people out here that are very, very new when it comes to astrology and things like that. So what is there a website? Is there a book? What do you recommend? What would be a good tool for people to start working with? And I told you, you know, I'm old school. I don't like apps. I hate this damn technology. I barely know how to work the phone, the computer. Give me a book and a pencil and I'm happy. But what resources can we use?
The first resource, I must make it stick first. Let me talk to the newbies and the veterans. If you got a social security number, press, what's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Press 9, because there's 9 numbers in it. So everybody should be pressing 9 right now. Everyone on here has a social security number that was given to you and assigned to you sometime after birth, right? And everyone has it memorized. The 2 numbers in the middle of mine is 7, 6. What's the 2 numbers in the middle of yours, Jasmine?
07.
Everybody has a social security number, and we act like it's the Bible. Like, I got to have that on every credit application. I got to put on every job application. I got to know my social security. And we always protecting. Lord, they stole the identities. Stealing the identity, you got to steal you got to steal the social security number, right? Before I tell you what book to get, you really need to get the basics of who you are. And you can get that by just going and learning the keywords. So if you type in astrology keywords in Google, just type in those 2 words, astrology keywords, it's going to take you to this Rosicrucian website, and it's going to be 1 page. It's going to have all the keywords for all the planets and all the signs. Write those down. I know y'all like, wait, I asked for a book. Man, I'm giving you some really good homework that'll help you with your foundation. Write down all the keywords. What's the keywords? Aries, I am. Keywords of Taurus, I have. What planet rules Aries? Mars. What planet rules Taurus? Venus. What's the keyword for Venus? Sensuality. What's the keyword for Mars? Initiate. These are memorized. My books I got books over there and books over there. They ain't got nothing right here. And my social security is 57776. None of your business. You see what I'm saying? I got all of that together. As I say, these things are important. All these things, astrology, that's right, and your Bible. Latoya said, because when I finished after all my readings, everybody can do a Bible. That's why she typed, write your Bible. Bible means basic instructions before leaving Earth. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. When you know your entire chart, that's your instructions for you before you leave this planet to have everything that you want. So when you get a reading from me, when you leave, you're going to have the homework, know how to put your own Bible together so somebody can't come over here and buffoonery you or whatever. So I'm going to write, I'm gonna hit y'all with these right. I'm gonna make y'all watch the replay. I'm gonna make Jasmine get some more views on this bad boy because I'm gonna show these kind of fast. I'm gonna hold them on here. I'm gonna show y'all my very first book. I'm gonna show y'all 2 books. I think like I wish that like as a beginner somebody would have gave me. I don't even think they were written yet. And then I'm gonna show you 3 $5 books that are like monsters, because you can't say, well, I don't have the money. Oh, they're so expensive. No, you lazy. Jasmine may not say it, but you lazy. You lazy.
Oh, no, yeah.
And when she said, is it important for planetary alignments while you doing magic? I burned so many money candles and did so many money rituals when Jupiter was in my when Jupiter was transiting my second house. And then I knew the exact day that Jupiter was going to be transiting at 28 degrees Libra, sitting on top of my Jupiter. So I had a Jupiter in my second house lined up, and I was loaded. And guess what I did? Because it takes like 3-6 months, up to 6 years for the energy to unfold, and it's been unfolding ever since. Got a money tree right now. Well, don't worry about where my money tree is at. I planted my money tree with the moon in Taurus. We should always be doing the biggest ritual that's coming up here next. New moon in Taurus. I'll be on the phone with Jasmine like, hey, we're getting ready to do this right here. You're going to do this right here. New moon in Taurus. There is no bigger wishing moon in the year for money. I don't care who you are, when your birthday is. There's nothing bigger than the new moon in Taurus, okay? And I want to say, new moon is not for new projects. New moon is for clearing out for new things to come in. Don't try to initiate. You should be initiating 7 days before. That's a whole nother story. But the new moon, if you know it's coming in Taurus, guess what? You don't even know that it stays in the sign 2.5 days. So you don't wait until the last minute. Talking about, is it too late? Yeah, she gone. When's she coming back? Next year.
Right.
What you mean? And then somebody says, oh, what is Ganesha and when is the new moon in Taurus? Very good questions. And guess what? Google got your answer. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. That's what I can tell you that. When the sun gets in Taurus, the new moon is coming next. So it's going to be after April the 20th. Okay, that's your freebie for the night. I ain't going to tell you the exact day. You need to be in Jasmine's Let's Talk Magic group if you want the exact date. No, we ain't doing that for the public. That's for the fam. That's for the fam, son. You need to get in the group. Then we'll tell you when it is. Out here in the public, you might get careless. You might get careless and hurt yourself, and then we be a little bit responsible. Nah, come on over to the group. We 14,000 strong up in there. Don't try to run up talk. I don't know you like that. I don't know. I call you. Yeah. Matter of fact, I need to be in LA. That's where I need to be. Pop off.
Yeah. We'll talk after this. And that's another thing. This is maybe a little bit.
I was gonna say, or Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, I did a.
No.
I know, but 1 year we gotta go. Me and you. I know, but not this year. But 1 year we gotta do a new moon in Taurus in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Bicentennial Park, because that's where the real Illuminati have this grid laid out. It's 52 bell towers. Like I did one there like 5 years ago. There's a couple of places like, never mind. We're going to talk about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we will. Because, and so, totally off the subject, the Labyrinth is 2 doors down, which I just discovered. So, yeah. And they do new moon rituals. Yeah, I walked the Labyrinth and, woo, talk about getting an energetic download from.
Hey, my phone ain't ring. Wait a minute. I ain't heard about this. Anybody called? Wait a minute.
Gotta come out here.
Are you keeping secrets? Are you keeping secrets now? You keeping secrets from your boy?
No, and I'm saying 2 doors down, like 500 feet. The Labyrinth is right in my backyard. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Y'all see how she do me? Y'all see how she do me? I'm the last to know everything.
Well,
See how she do me?
Hey, my thing. I research, I study, I be Googling and looking up and on YouTube and all these things. And that was another thing that I want to touch on, just kind of a little bit on the side. I know a lot of people are still very new in this path. There is so much of an abundance of information out there. Your power, your energy really comes from within. Each and every body has the potential to be magical. And I know, like I said, a lot of people go and they seek the help of a professional, or maybe their living circumstances aren't conducive for doing certain type of spiritual work. But it is important, whether you go pay a professional, whether it's me or somebody else, learn. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know what your practitioner is doing. And I know how you said you want to scale away from natal charts. And I understand. I love helping people, but I'm really transitioning into more teaching individuals how to harness their own power and do their own candle work, and a little less of doing it for you, because I want you to learn. How do you empower yourself if you always have to go pay somebody else to do your work for you? You see what I'm saying? Not that I'm not here to help, but again, I would rather teach you how to do it, teach you how to better yourself, so that every time you have an emergency, you're not blowing me up at midnight. You're like, you know what? I got this. Let me get my candle out. Let me get my basil. Let me get my road opener oil. I'm gonna go ahead and handle this. So yeah, that's another, and that's, that's coming later, but that's where I'm at. I want to teach all of you how to do this. If you can't burn candles, there are other things to do. You do not have to rely on the help of a spiritual practitioner, me included. You are magical. You are powerful. The same thing that anybody can do for you, you can learn how to do yourself. People be posting questions in the group, and I be looking at them like, you could Google that answer. And you need to know. And the other thing with spiritual work, especially during Mercury retrograde, which is going to tie into my next question for you, is people want to know, well, what do I do for this? You just want the spell. You just want the spell. You just want the spell. You want the results. You have no idea what the purpose of the candle is for. You don't know what using the oil means. You don't know what the herbs. You just want somebody to tell you what to do and how to do it and wait for the results. And then people wonder, why don't I get the results? Because whether or not you can open a book and follow the directions, you still don't know what you're doing. You don't even have the concept of what harnessing energy is and what magic is. And that is something you have to learn. Some people do spiritual work because they just want the results. Some people do this because this is their path, and this is, you know, they're going down, they're developing themselves spiritually. But the truth of the matter is, if you're going to practice witchcraft, I don't care what you're asking for. You need to care about educating yourself on what you're doing. You wouldn't go to a dentist and just open your mouth and let him pull your tooth without knowing why, would you? You wouldn't go to a doctor and lay on a table and let him perform surgery. You wouldn't just take if he said, okay, what's your name? What's your birthday? Here, go take this antibiotic. That's going to fix your problem. You will, wait a minute. Are there side effects? What am I taking? Am I allergic to it? Is it going to work? How many days? How many pills? It's the same thing for spiritual work. Well, what do I do for this? You need to know why you're doing it. You need to know why you're being told, add this oil, burn this candle, do this bath at a certain time. All my clients know, all of you, a lot of you that are watching, what do I tell you? Do a spiritual bath. That is always 100% for most of you, depending on what it is. Most of you, it's your homework. Do your spiritual bath. Half of y'all I talk to, I'm like, did you do the bath? Well, I couldn't. And it's like, do you not understand the importance of this? So not only do you get homework, but you need to know why you're doing these things. Your energy, your thoughts, your frequency affects the spell work. Whether you do it, I do it, Sally Mae does it, the cat down the street does it, doesn't matter. You need to know what these things mean. A lot of people are just looking for results and looking for fast answers, and they're not working, and they don't know why. They don't know what they're doing. Then this is it. It didn't work. Well, duh, it didn't work. Hello, you ain't working. You got to educate yourself. And then, Coach, this is something that I want to ask you.
Damn, she said you ain't working.
I want to see how I want to pose this question, but two things. During Mercury retrograde, because it makes us revisit and reflect and really look at our own situations, which a lot of the situations most people are in isn't a result of roots being put on them. It's the result of their own mouth and their thoughts. Reversal candle work and revenge work. Everybody's so revengeful. They all want to get somebody back for what they did to them, but they never look at what you did to create this. What are your thoughts about that during a Mercury retrograde?
Insanity is the first word that comes to mind. That's the first word that comes. A revenge spell during a Mercury retrograde. Okay, this insanity. Now let me tell you this other piece. Thank you for saying that. So let's go. Most of the magical spells we do are what? What's the other C word? It's a contract. It's a contract. It's a contract, right? You renege on contracts, what happens? It don't look well.
Right.
Mercury is the trickster. Let me get 10 people to type trickster. Mercury is the trickster. So in retrograde, he's doubling up on tricking because he rules. Mercury is Elegba. He is the crossroads. He's the god of travel. So that's who you really should like. Elegba should be so fat, and he's just a little boy. He don't need but a little bit, but he should be Coca-Cola, popcorn haired, black and red down. They should just be like red candle, them fat red candles they got over there, not the damn 7 days, them 14 days. Like, here you go, bro. Hold that right there. So any contract that you go under during a Mercury retrograde, especially the second phase that we're in right now, is going to be a renege. He does not have to honor it. So what you think that energy going to do? I'm going to go ahead and just put this out here. During a season where contracts are reneged on. Oh, yeah, that's smart of me to do. Absolutely. I want some revenge right now. You hear that car going by? That's how that ideal should just go out your head, just like that car that just drove by here. That's insanity. You just asking. You should just go to Walmart, buy a shotgun, put some shells in it, and just shoot in both feet. You should just go outside in the car, just put both feet up in the window, and just shoot both of them at the same time, so you don't have to like skip steps. But don't go to the hospital after you shoot yourself in the feet. Continue going on through your day. Don't worry about the bleeding. You'll bleed out. Don't worry about it. So that's how I feel about it. If you really got a shotgun.
Woo! Mercury retrograde. Well, what do you know? It didn't want people to get that message clearly because it just cut him off in the middle of his sentence, but we'll bring him back on in just a second. Yeah, a lot of people ask that, and I'm like, it's Mercury retrograde, yet you want to do some revenge type of work. Don't you think it may have some sort of consequences? I will be doing a video on whether or not spells backfire and how to prevent that, and what spells do backfire, what spells don't, because that's one of the biggest questions that I think for a lot of you is, let me see if I can get Kair back on here really quickly, but I wanted to touch on that for you guys because it's very, very, very important, and a lot of people are experiencing things right now, and then they're trying to do spiritual work too because they're angry, so they want to do some revenge work, and it's like, well, you shouldn't do any revenge work because what's going on is the reason why you're in the situation in the first place. You're just going to end up hurting yourself even more. Yeah, Coach Kair.
Jasmine, when you took me to the Botanical in LA, what's the candle if a candle is sold out, that means everybody wants it. What's the candle that's always gone back there in the back and it's red or black? What's the candle that's always sold out, Jasmine?
The penis candle.
So the penis candle. Yeah. So listen, ladies, we're just going. This is a fact. Now, I ain't make this up. Like that is the hottest selling candle. Cause I was like, I don't want one, but I was like, Dad, Jasmine, why ain't no like? So Jericho, Rose of Jericho is always sold out. Somebody's always wanting Rose of Jericho. Somebody's always wanting Money Machine. Money Machine is a fire candle. That joint's always gone. Oh.
No, you know.
Oh. Hey, anyway, there's a couple other candles that are always sold out, right? But that penis candle, it's only like 2 in there at all times, like, right? And I was like, why is this candle so low? And Jasmine was like, because there's so many angry chicks out here trying to get back at a dude. Ladies, this is the wrong time to do that. I know, hey, I know you're angry. I know you're upset. But listen, if you do that spell at the wrong time and it bounced back on the boo that you do love, you did that. Okay? So do some forgiveness spells. How about that? Work on that right there. Flood Jasmine's inbox and say, I need help with a compassion spell. Can you give me a compassion spell? Do you always got to get back at somebody and be on top all the time? Right now, remember what I said at the beginning? Mercury in Aries is all about reevaluating the self. What did you do to be all about, I got to do this? I wouldn't do that with the Saturn squaring Mercury in Aries. Remember, Saturn is demanding integrity. Revenge is not full of integrity. Don't act like the United States. Listen.
Right.
Hey, but guess what? We just talking, and you can do what you want to do. Don't come over here running up on me though. You know what I'm saying? After it's over, Jasmine, he gave me the claps. What's it? Is this the old guy? No, this the new guy. He was so good to me, but so and so and so and so. Like, I
And
wouldn't
then,
do it.
and you know what I'm gonna say? Well, what did you do? And people never want, they don't want to be told, or they don't want to have to face the fact that you played a part in this, and you cannot ignore your part in the responsibility. Okay, he did this, or he did that, or he cheated. Yeah, but what did you do that caused this to happen? Let's just be real now. People forget about that part, and all they either want him back, or they want revenge, but they don't want to take responsibility for their part in it. And I'm being real. A lot of y'all I've talked to about this.
Responsibility and real. Listen to the REs falling out of her mouth. Responsible. Take responsibility for your own actions during this Mercury in Aries retrograde squaring Saturn. It's not your regular retrograde, player. All right? Oh, hey. It's okay. If you want to go out there and be reckless, stay away from Atlanta though. Stay off of the 30311 area code. I mean zip code. Don't even come over here in the SWATs. No.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you do over there. I'm gonna do the. Can I do the rising signs now and then show them the books?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't have anything else. I think I got all my questions out the way. I have some. We're gonna have to do another video. I have some other things, but we'll do another video on that. So okay.
Hey, look, Mercury retrograde is not going nowhere. We could do one of these next week and have a whole nother conversation. Like it's not like it's gonna be here. So like this ain't got to be the last show. However, this is gonna be the best show that you ever seen because you don't get people like. Well, you get the combo. You get a lot of people doing spirituality. Oh, and that's one thing I had my mouth closed on when you were spilling all the tea earlier about people who want it done for you so much and you don't want to learn from the practitioner. There are people out there who will take your money and do stuff like that, but then they are actually enabling you. When you got somebody who wants to teach you, you should show up for class. That's what Jasmine's father taught me. When workshops are held, you should attend them. Like I can go pull the piece of paper and show you. That's like in bold. When workshops are held, they are for your benefit. You should attend them. So don't always be like, can you do this? Can you do this for me? It's how do I fish? How can I eat for myself? How can I cast a net and get fish for me versus, just being lazy, man. Don't be irresponsible like that because then somebody jack you for your money, then you be all around here looking sideways.
Or at least do the homework. I mean, I feel like the advice that I give and the things I tell people do is very small, and you wonder why your spells aren't going the way that you want. And I ask two simple things. Do a ritual bath. Simple. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do some cleansing work for yourself. You have to follow directions. The one thing Kair taught me, and he used to say this all the time, and the first time he said it to me, I had to sit there for a cool minute, like 30 minutes, and I processed it. He has always said, following directions saves lives. You're investing your time, you're investing your energy, and you're investing your money seeking a practitioner for help, but yet when you're told the part that you need to do, you don't do it. It's very, very, very important when we say do this, do that, burn this candle, keep this going, don't do that, don't do this during retrograde. You have to follow it. You have to. This is to help you. This is to save your life, it's not for my benefit. It really is. It's not for his benefit. It's for your benefit.
I said that before. I must have said that just one time, right? I only said that once.
Well, you've said that plenty times because, when I was going through my Saturn return, it was like I was walking around with earmuffs on. So, yes, following directions
saves lives, baby, and makes money. And makes money. That's rule number. That's rule number 4 on team success, baby. Rule number 1 is don't rock the boat. So, but we get that's another thing. So, if you are an Aries, if you are Aries or Aries rising. You need a cold compress on your head every day. You know what I'm saying? You need some love. You can't. You gotta make sure you leave your house earlier. That's everybody, but you're really, really, really needing to come clean more than anybody else. This is so much intensity on you coming from Capricorn to make you stand in your integrity. You are being humbled. It feels like you are being humbled. That person who's talking about, I'm in my bedroom just crying all the time, you're probably having to eat some kind of humble pie. Humility, everybody needs it, but you Aries and Aries rising, y'all need that bad. If you have Mercury in Aries during this Mercury retrograde, why did you choose that? I don't know why you chose that as a being, but hey, I guess everybody had to face it sooner or later. Tauruses, that's me. We have to watch out, make sure we don't go to jail, get caught with no weed, drunk driving. We have to go back and look at the secrets. Some of our secrets may come out. Aries is the 12th house of Aries is the solar 12th of Taurus. So this is where spirituality, fantasies, daydreaming, all these things have to be reevaluated on like how they appear in your life. So this is for Tauruses and Taurus risings. Next is Geminis. Oh Lord, you got to evaluate your friends. Geminis, you got to go check all the friends and see what they're talking about. Like the integrity piece with friends, you may get outed to some friends. You may have to shift some groups. You may have to restructure some organizations that you're in. You may want to get out a few of them Facebook groups that ain't adding value to your life. Cancer, ooh-wee. Your public persona is gonna be checked. Like how these first 6 signs of the zodiac is all gonna be having some kind of public thing that's gonna be happening to y'all. But Cancer, like your stuff is gonna be on display. You probably, if you Cancer's got the tough shell but the soft meat, yeah, something embarrassing could happen. I ain't sure what, you know what I'm saying? But your integrity and your feelings, you still gonna have to get out of them to stand up and stand on your square and do what you need to do. Oh, your philosophy is gonna be challenged right here. The way that you think and act and the way that you do things. Look, some of y'all right now like, wait a minute, I gotta do my boyfriend, I gotta do my daughter, I know, but listen, put your mask on first. Don't worry about all the other people that you know. When you get on a plane and they tell you about the mask dropping, what do they say? Put your mask on first, then I'm going to take care of whoever's to the left or the right. Put your mask on first. Come get you a reading for you right now. Don't worry about sideways. You get them the number and then let them come and see whether they want to do something or not. I'm telling you, should be very self-centered. You're not being selfish, you're being self-centered during an Aries retrograde. So, Mr. Leos, how y'all interact, y'all really going to be getting some internals. All the fire signs, really, Aries, Leo, and Sag, all of y'all going to be doing some internal checkings. But Leo is going to be more like in your philosophy. Oh, boy. Mr. Virgo. Mr. Virgo. That's me and Jasmine and all Virgo rising and Virgos. This is happening in the occult. We have to be very specific in the rituals that we do and don't do. I think our word is going to be discerning. Virgos and Virgo risings, discernment in what we accept and what we turn down. Don't overdo it right here. Man. Libras. Oh my goodness. Big hugs for the Libras. It's like I don't walk around doing everybody's stuff. Ooh. So like when I see it, like right, I have the message and I got the.
Are you back with us? There you are.
So I don't walk around like having everybody's in my head. So when I look at it and I get the message of what it means, I'll be like, damn, So I haven't even said damn to nobody yet except for you Libras. Y'all need a big old hug. Because your relationship is probably getting ready to be a done deal. Oh, it's going to be some checking. If you dating a Libra or dating a Libra rising, hey, just work on the friendship right now because it might not last. If y'all get through this right here, whew, maybe y'all supposed to be together. But if it's really intense and it's really crazy, let that go. You can't put every fire out. Sometimes it's better to get the insurance check than try to put the fire out. Some fires, I'm letting burn to the ground. I can't keep putting that fire out and putting all that money back in there. Just give me the check, man. Just cut me just the one check for the whole house burnt down. Just give me the 200,000 instead of giving me 5,000 or 10,000 to do some repairs. No, let the whole thing, that whole relationship go. This is the best time for breakups. And this is not the good time for starting relationships for anybody, all 12 signs. But you, Mr. Libra, or you Aries, you better not try it. Oh, she look good in them jeans? That's good. Get her phone number and tell her you'll call her in May. What's up, Jasmine? You looking all cute right there in that yellow, girl. Tell you what, I'm going to call you in May. You know what I'm saying? After the second. See what you're doing. But trying to slide up on her right now, not no newbie. Like, if you got somebody who you talking to and stuff like that, that's all good. Libras, you also could find somebody popping up on you out of the past more than everybody else. That normally is a regular for most retrograde times, but you Libras, like, more so for y'all right now. Scorpios, watch what you say at work, Mr. Scorpio. Watch what you say at work. I know you want to cut your job. Hey, if you lose a job, though, right now, it's probably good for you. For you Team Scorpios and Scorpio risings, be careful of your health. You may be suffering from headaches if you are a Scorpio rising or a Scorpio. It's a good time to look at how you serve others. Scorpios, remember, y'all cousins to the Pisces. So y'all just so introverted. Yo, you still got to serve the community. Like, Jasmine is the introvert. It's like her and Erykah Badu are running a 1-2 competition to see who can be the most introverted. But she still comes out, helps her community. But when she want to be alone, she want to be alone. Not alone, but a lot of A's. So Scorpios, how do you serve your community? Sagittarius, get some condoms. Get some condoms. Sagittarius and Sag rising, get some condoms because the casual sex, it could surprise you. You don't know how that's gonna go, so I would just strap up, male and female, because a baby could pop up out the scenario unexpectedly. So I ain't no Sag, so I don't have to worry about this. Jasmine is looking like, oh, not me. So yeah, so it's a creative time, or you could be a little frustrated in your creative process. Okay, so they ain't got to be around sex. Sagittarius says you could be a little frustrated around your creative process, and you might find something out about some people that you love, some loved ones. There may be some tea spilled, or some dimes dropped, or some outright snitching happened around some loved ones or something like that. Make sure your children are strapped into the child seats and all of that. Something may be revealed around your children, Sagittarius and Sag risings. Spend some extra time reflecting on what's your objective with your children. Sag and Sag risings, y'all should holler at your boy and get some reading for your children. Do something for your children. You sitting there by yourself, you getting readings. You got 6 readings from Jasmine last year and 4 from me and 3 other astrologers. And I say, well, where's your moon at for your daughter? Oh no. What's your daughter's spiritual destiny? Oh no. What's your son's Jupiter at? So you can know what kind of college he can go to or how to go move toward his philosophy. Oh no. None of that happens when you get a reading from me because your homework makes you go in to where everything is at. Next, Capricorns. Oh my Lord. we had a lot of conversation about y'all. Could be some arguing in the house. Capricorns and Capricorn rising. Some things may be coming up from the history of the family. It's already tough for you right now. It's been tough for you since December. Like I just feel for y'all. Drink more water, Capricorns. Like y'all have to drink more water, man. Like, and be honest. Be radically honest, Capricorn. Capricorn risings and anybody having a Saturn return right now. You can't afford to lie. You can't afford to lie. It's too expensive. Telling the truth may be costly, but boy, lying is gonna really hurt you and hit you upside your head. Aquarius is, man, something's gonna slip out your mouth unexpected, and you ain't gonna be able to take it back. It's gonna be some embarrassing moments. Also, look at the relationship between you and your siblings. If you are an Aquarius or Aquarius rising, y'all might get in an argument, brothers and sisters, little squabbles is not gonna last. But definitely, please try to cut down on the gossip. But those are people who are going to be gossiping the most and spreading the wrong information. You Aquariuses, I wouldn't believe nothing that y'all even saying right now. You just spread misinformation. If you got Mercury in Aquarius, Aquarius Sun, or Aquarius Rising, you trying to come off like a professional right now, I ain't even dealing with you. I definitely ain't signing no contract with you. I know how, hell, because the third house, Aries is the third house of Aquarius. So why would I sign a contract with an Aquarius right now that's going to be reneged? No. If you have to sign it, look at like when did it start? So let's say I told Jasmine I would sell her a car and we start negotiating at the end of February. And I said that the date was going to be around now or whenever. This process started before the Mercury retrograde started. So those contracts are okay. But if Jasmine comes to me now and says, I'm going to let you have Roxy, and I'm going to sign Roxy over to you, it won't go through. This is the wrong time. I'd be like, no, I love Roxy, but don't do nothing. Don't try to give me nothing where some paperwork got to be signed, and we just decided on that right now. Okay, so chill, but triple read, proofread, reread everything you signing. Read all fine print. And Pisces, back to the money. You gotta look at that wallet. You gotta reevaluate. You may have to give some refunds or demand some refunds. Pisces, do not throw away no receipts right now. Double check, count your change at the register. Count how much you giving somebody and how much they're giving you back. Count it out at the counter. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, oh, you didn't put it in my hand. I ain't trying to be rude. It's Mercury retrograde. I'll make sure you keep your job. I'll make sure I don't have to cut you because I want all my money and I want all my money back. The things that Pisces value. What does Jasmine determine as value? Good time to do some house cleaning, some yard sales, and she could make a little bit of money. She could make a little bread. Pisces could make a little bread right now, getting some of these things off that she doesn't need. One man's junk is another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying? Like, put it over there on Rodeo. Go to Rodeo Road or Rodeo and sit it out there like that. So that's my that's all 12 rising signs and rising signs and sun signs. If you want to learn this science, I do have a class that teaches you astrology. When you could finish it in 6 weeks, you could, but normally people don't. You have lifetime access to it. And when you finish, not only do you know how to read, but you could add it to your repertoire. You could add it and be like, you know what? I do Reiki or I do tarot, and now I'm introducing astrology readings because I'm going to give you my technique. I'm going to show you the basics. I'm going to show you Royal God astrology. I'm going to give you everything I got in the course. It's called Keep It Simple Astrology Course.info. I don't see anybody's words because when I came back, it's not letting me see no comments. So somebody could type that for me. Keep It Simple Astrology Course.info. If you just go on there, voila. Because of Jasmine, anybody who gets the course by Friday, I'll let them have it for $50 off if you use the code KEEP50 in all caps. KEEP50, and that's until Friday. Okay? Only for the fam right here. Or if you're watching this video, that's why you better stay in the building. All right? KEEP50. Learn it, man. Because the reason I did the lifetime access, like I had to give a big shout out to Angela Elizabeth. She took the course and then she uses her children on the course to teach them math in school, and they're making all A's. All of her children are sitting down in front of the same course that she took, because I made it with Vincent in mind. And if you ask Jasmine, that's my G right there. Whenever you're messing with Vincent, you're messing with your life. So I made a course that if my nephew sat down at 10 years old, he would understand it. And then it goes, I don't care if you're 65 years old or whatever, like anybody. And I put it up against anybody's astrology course. And it's called Keep It Simple because the science is really simple. So yeah, CoachKAstrology.info. That's if you want to get a personal session. And now let me give y'all some books. Jasmine, you might have something to say. I'm going to go over here and grab me 3 or 4 of these bad boys right quick.
Oh, very good. Very good. This is great. This is a lot of information. I hope that we covered a lot of stuff for you guys. I tried to kind of go down the list of questions that I think everybody else was having. The books here, this is the part that I've been waiting for. Like I said, I sent him a text first thing this morning when I was going through, woke up and I was just being a Pisces, very emotional. If you ever want to laugh and cry at the same damn time, you don't know what's wrong with you. Yeah. So I text him and I'm like, what I need some references so I can really start, tracking these planets so I can know, aside from my candle magic, what can I do to help my own self-healing and help my emotional well-being be a little bit more balanced during these times. So he's going to come back in just a second and give us some of his very favorite references. This video also for you guys really quickly. Some people came in and joined a little late and I saw the questions. This will remain on. To be posting it in Let's Talk Magic. If you're not in the group, you should go ahead and send a request or send me an inbox message. I'm still slowly adding people. I'm also going to put this up on my YouTube channel at Mystic at the Crossroads, where you guys can view that a little bit later and kind of watch the replay. I know some of you are asking, what is Mercury retrograde? What's going on? What are you guys talking about? Go ahead and just start from the beginning. There's so much really, really good information, but this is going to help you really navigate the next couple of weeks, the rest of the year, and help navigate your life. We lost Coach for a second, so I'm just going to see if I can bring him back on and really get these books that I've waited all day for. And, well, perfect example of how Mercury likes to mess with our electronics, but that's okay. He's going to be back with us. Oh, and boom, there it is.
What's up? What's
all
up?
right,
What's
Coach,
up?
I know you got some, I'm ready. I know you got some books for us. Okay.
This is just a couple right here. So my baby, look at the edges. Look at the edges.
Been used up. Mm-hmm.
If the house catch on fire and I can only grab one astrology book, she coming with me. She crazy with it. Okay. This book is called The Compendium.
Okay.
The Compendium of Astrology. Lord, I wish they would make like a newer version because it has a what is that in the back? The ephemeris only goes to the year 2000. But I had this book, Jasmine, when I learned I got on astrology Thanksgiving 2001, and I have had this book faithfully. Like this is my oldest astrology book, The Compendium of Astrology. Like I had this for like 4 or 5 years and didn't have nothing else to go with it. So that's she's like a veteran. She's a veteran. These two books are $5 books. I'm gonna tell you about these $5 books.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the website is called rvbaypublications.com. You cannot get these on Amazon. Only one place. The Moors is the only people printing these two books I'm about to show you. R as in red, V as in Victor, Bay, B-E-Y, publications.com. And then you have to scroll down on the left and like look for like astrology or something. Like they have a whole bunch of other, like their website is terrible. So you got to go and dig down on the side and see the book. So the first one is, I'm giving up juice right here, boy.
Ooh.
Zodiac View on You. Divine Law, Evolution of Man. How to Interpret Your Natal Chart.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
This one right here, Jasmine, this one is, now listen, I told y'all this is not Amazon, so this is not no Amazon Prime. It's going to be 2 weeks before your book get here. Do not think this is, this is some of my folks. I mean, some of Jasmine's cousins right here. So they got good information, but they're not shipping it out tomorrow. Like, just this wheel itself, man. Oh my goodness. Like, volume 1 and volume 2. Zodiacal View on You, volume 2. Divine Law and Evolution of Man. Psychology of Astrology. There's no reason you shouldn't have these in your library. You're talking about keywords and basics. Like, this is like straight champagne right here in the campaign. This one is ridiculous. All right. Both of these are on RV Bay Publications. This one, Kristen Little showed me this one. This lady, whoever it was, April Kent, like she writes like she talks. Like I want to meet her one day. This one is super practical. That's why it's called the Essential Guide to Practical Astrology. And while you're looking at this, somebody's saying, which one? Is it tropical? Is it sidereal? You need to learn the planets off of all of them, so it don't matter. It don't matter whether you do 13 signs or whether you do whatever it is, all the books are relative. But mine is tropical. I'm a tropical Western specialist, and I'm also a cosmophysician. So I do respect all the signs. And then the April Kent is the author. April Kent.
Perfect.
Yeah, this one is good right here. I really, really like this one. Okay. This one has the funny title, and when I saw it in the bookstore, I got this one at a half price store in Dallas, which I call the Crack House, because you're gonna spend some money up in that joint. And I was like, see, they're making fun of astrology. They're making fun. They're not taking it serious. I ain't getting this. And then I put my ego to the side and opened it up. I was like, come hither. And so this one came all the way from Texas, ladies and gentlemen, the big state of Texas. Astrology for Wimps.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say? Star sense for those who don't know their Aries from their Taurus. This one might be like this one is super beginner, but it didn't get heavy, but I co-signed this one. I super appreciate this. Sasha Fenton, girl, you did the thug thizzle. I don't know what the rest of the 4 Wimp series is, but this one right here, Astrology for Wimps, I co-signed this one. Really, 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 really nice book. So now, that's it for the basics. Now this one is for Solomon. Solomon is Matthew Solomon. He just gets on my nerves how much he cheating. He just get all the goodies all the time. Every time I turn around.
Today's Matthew's birthday.
Big up, Team Aries. What up? I'm gonna have to call him again some love. He done showed me a lot of love. So Matthew's a movie director, a producer. He's a good friend of me and Jasmine's. He's a client. Like, The salt. He's also a martial artist. Don't get it twisted. He's a single father. He's raising his two sons. Like he's doing like tremendous. But he also is a writer. So I don't know if I've ever shown this one to him. But every movie, including Black Panther, Wrinkle in Time, Iron Man, all of the top 100 box offices, they use astrology to write their screenplays. Mm. So if you want to write a screenplay or a script or anything like that, you're going to need this book right here. So now, is it for beginners? I don't know, but it is for writers. So if you're a writer who's interested in astrology, if you're a Gemini, a Libra, an Aquarius, or if you got a hell of a story to tell, after you get your basics down, I'm going to be sending this to Jasmine. I'm going to give Jasmine 12 months, and then for her birthday next year, she can get this right here and be like, all right. Because it shows you how to put the protagonist in, the antagonist, show you how to set up the relationships, the whole thing. And you can go back and look at your favorite movie, and if the movie was a hit, they were following this roadmap. If the movie stunk, then you can tell this definitely they didn't use this. So this book is a bonus for the writers out here. Astrology for writers. Spark your creativity using the Zodiac. This one is a beast. And even as an astrologer, I wanted to write. I haven't written anything yet, but this opened up the planet so much more for me to understand how they played out in people's zodiac charts. Corrine Kenner. I might read some of this tonight. Corrine Kenner. Astrology for Writers. And this was another one that I judged by the cover. I was like, you can't. Oh, what that mean? And guess what? And they shut my mouth like immediately. So and of course, for those people who came late, the karmic astrology, retrogrades and reincarnations. Jasmine, you better hurry up because like they don't have a lot of these. Oh no, well, I'm not gonna say they don't have a lot, but
yeah, I'm getting it. I wrote everything down, so I got some orders to place later tonight.
Yeah. Okay, I see Latoya Anderson over there and Dana Dane. Who's that? Another Gemini writer? I want some of them royalties. Right. At the movie, or at least some free tickets to the Cannes Festival. You feel me? Gia. So yeah, that's what I got for tonight. I am very appreciative of this. Do I have some other? I got some other stuff, but like, I guess I could do so. So for my heavy hitters, this is only for heavy hitters though. This is like if you've been in the game a year or two, and you already done got all them other books. You know how they say that that book called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need? That's some bullshit. Like, I don't like that book. It's not in my house. But this book,
I have that book, and I've read it, and I was like,
It's trash. It's trash. It's trash. Mm-hmm. It's trash. But this right here, this is a heavyweight. This one's not for beginners. It's A to Z right here. Like, you see how this is the thickest one of all of them. Like, and the writing is small. So like, I got it. But this is not a sit down and read through. This is like a reference book. Like you need like do the compendium for 2 years, then get this right here, and then you'll say, oh, okay. And if you fancy and you can get through this in 6 months and get it, no problem. You must have took my course though. Anybody who's taking my course though, when you finish, you should be you'll be able to breathe. You'll be able to breathe through this. You'll be able to breathe through all of these books and a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not showing right now because I just paciencia.
Perfect. All I can say is thank you. I'm so appreciative for tonight, for all this information. I got a lot of questions answered. I know everybody else got a lot of questions answered. I have a lot of homework to do, I see. And We need to do this again. So definitely, everybody, I'll get with you, Kair, a little bit later or sometime tomorrow. I'll call you and see if we can set up another time. I would like to do another video, especially for the next phase of the retrograde and how the planets are affecting there. We can talk a little bit more about some candle magic. Maybe even kind of break down what should be done in each phase. So if that's okay with you, I would really, really appreciate that.
We need to do that one around like sometime around the 10th or something, because by the time the 15th get here, it's gonna be so tight. Joker's gonna be bleeding out the neck. So like a little bit before we get there. So anything like 10, 11, 12, because like the 15th, I don't know, the broadcast might not even go through. Meditation, I don't know how in the world I went an entire hour and a half or 2 hours to talk about meditation. You should be meditating during a Mercury. You should always be meditating. But one thing, your basic magic, when you get out the bath that Jasmine told you to take, you should go sit down and meditate. You should go sit down and meditate. Coachescloset.com. Just go put your email address in and your phone, name and your email address, and then you immediately get my 17-minute meditation, microcosmic orbit, taught to me by Jasmine's father. It's in the family. It's our family meditation, microcosmic orbit. There's no music and all this other stuff going on, but it's one of the most powerful meditations probably in the world, because it's for everybody, it's for the whole family, and you can put anything on top of it as you go through your spiritual journey. Astrology and magic are a part of your spiritual journey. It is a part of expanding your consciousness. On this path is about expanding our consciousness. It's not one is better than the other. They go together. That's like saying, well, are the top rows of your teeth or the bottom rows of your teeth better? Or is the left nostril or the right nostril? What are you talking about? Like, that's how they do, man. Try to chew food and you missing some top ones up here or some bottom ones down here. You're gonna have a whole attitude going on. So it all goes together in the digestion of what we call life, right? Everything that we got going on called life. So I definitely thank you. I look forward to doing whenever you need me. I'm in the building. Kimberly, wait. If you send me a friend request, you must send me a message. I don't know what Jasmine's policy is, but I already got a good 1,000 people just hanging over there. I got plenty of room, but if you don't speak, you don't get in. So if you send me a friend request and you ain't send me no message, it's just sitting there with a whole lot of other people too.
Just like in the group. Okay, well, thank you very much. Those of you that are watching this, like I said, catch the replay. It will be up on YouTube. It will be on my page and Coach Kair's page. If you are not in the group, Let's Talk Magic, be sure to send a friend request. If you of mine, I have a private group that is especially for clients and customers only, One Ritual Away exclusive. You cannot request that, but you can send me a message and I will go ahead and add you. We do have to be friends on Facebook in order for me to add you to that group. I know some of you have asked. I will be doing another candle magic workshop for the new moon in 2 weeks, so make sure that you are friends with me, following my page. Also on Instagram, I will be posting up the announcement for that. I'm doing candle magic in-person workshops every new or full moon. They rotate. I know some of you did attend a couple weeks ago, so that was very nice. So you can leave me, send me a message about that. You can visit my website at oneritualaway.com for consultations, questions about spiritual work, any of the candles or products that you see, oneritualaway.com. I know a lot of you are in my inbox, and I try my best to get to everybody. Please bear with me. I have been sick for over 10 days. I've really struggled to even respond to the few messages that I have got to, but I am going to get to everyone. I know a lot of you have been waiting for pictures and responses and things like that. I'll be, up for the next couple of hours going through as much as I can. If you need to speak to me privately, or if you need something that's urgent, it's best to just go ahead and schedule an appointment. I do give preference to clients that have scheduled appointments for consultations. And again, oneritualaway.com, you can click on the new client consultation or returning client consultation, pick your own day and time. Otherwise, you're welcome to send me a message and I will get back to you as soon as I get to it. Peace and blessings. Happy full moon. Get your candles out. put your money oil on, do your spiritual baths, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Good night.